I think Sony might be hurting for money because it feels like they hired children to work the cameras. You ever been on FaceTime with a toddler and then you're seeing their ear and then you're looking around and then you're going to see the ceiling for a little while and then somebody drops the phone and it whoops to the ground? Let me show y'all. Spider cat does whatever a spider cat does. Can he swing from a web? Extreme close up. Now back out. Now back in again. Now back out. Thank you, Jub Jub. You deserve an award. If you got sick during the Blair Witch Project, proceed with caution. Also, if you're epileptic, probably proceed with caution. Do you currently have small children that have one particular noise toy and they hit it over and over, or is it stuck in a toy box where it's playing over and over again and you're ready to bash your head into the fucking wall? Proceed with caution. There is a subway scream where the same lady screams the exact same way 3 times in a row. First time, jump scare. Second time, okay, that's enough. 3 times, for the love of God, please stop. It's part of the reason I didn't have children. Moving forward. So if you haven't seen Madam Web, it's about a spider woman or some spider women, and somebody was bitten by the same type of spider that gives Spider-Man his powers, but according to Sony, this doesn't match up with Venom or Spider-Man, even though the bad guy kind of looks like Venom, but like Spider-Man 3 Venom, not Venom. Still want to know what that tongue do. Anyways, Cassie Steele's a paramedic. I wouldn't call her a girl's girl. Like, yes, she saves some girls, but she's also an asshole. Her partner / friend invites her to a baby shower for his sister-in-law, and all the paramedics and I guess some firefighters or cops or whatever were invited. And she's like, fine, but I'm going to stay outside the whole time because they're going to make me play baby shower games and do girly things. Dakota Johnson has been Bella Swan. They put her in the room with the baby shower games that she inevitably has to play. So she inevitably has to play the baby games. One of them was like, guess the baby's name. And she was like really awkward about it. Like, dude, just say Walter, Eugene, Travis. Just say something. You know men. Anyway, they all get called to a harbor fire. And she gets knocked in the water. And she technically dies, they said, for 3 minutes. Because she was trapped 3 minutes under the water in a car. How they got her out, I don't know. And she's like rescued under a bridge by her partner. But why is he the only paramedic underneath her? This is the New York City Fire Department. I think there's more than like 2 ambulances in the entire city. They didn't make her go to the hospital even though she's technically been dead and had to be revived. And then she starts having visions. But across town, this evil guy is also having dream visions that 3 girls in spider suits are going to kill him. So he commits murder so that he could get into some sort of NSA face tracking app or whatever so he can learn the identity of the 3 girls. And then he has a lot of money, but instead of hiring like an assassin, a private investigator, maybe moving, because now he knows they live in the city and they're teenagers, instead of just moving, he uses his spider senses to try and kill them. Also, he doesn't wear shoes in New York City. Good thing that spider thingamabobber is supposed to be very beneficial to your health. Anyways, the rest of the movie is just Dakota Johnson trying to keep the 3 girls, which one of them's Sydney Sweeney, from not dying. Because apparently they're going to be important later on, and they're going to get spider powers, but we don't know how they're going to get spider powers. The only powers we know they have is that Sydney Sweeney can both be an adult in a rom-com that had a naked man and a wiener in it, and then turn around and play some sort of very young teenager who was very overly sexualized, let me tell you, in her next movie. And so now she's ageless. And then at one part, her partner, you know, Ben Parker, well, his sister-in-law goes into labor. He's a whole-ass paramedic, and he seems to panic about the fact she's in labor. Sir, odds are you have seen a good portion of New York City's cooters. Crushed parking lot brother is an EMT and would fight with people on the box to make sure he got his stork pin, i.e. birthing the babies in the back of the ambulances. Which leads me to another thing. So they are in a car and they get stuck in like a traffic jam accident kind of thing. And then Dakota Johnson rolls up from the 2nd-story building onto the ground in an ambulance and it's still going just fine. But instead of putting the pregnant woman in the back of the ambulance, she just tells Ben, hey, get her away from us, and then takes the ambulance to somewhere else. Put the pregnant lady in there. Find another car. Let her have that one. There are heart monitors and pulse ox meters and gloves. Heat blanket. Which at the end, why the fuck did the ambulance have smoke bombs? Flares I kind of get, but smoke bombs? Does Joker own this? And then you have the whole thing about Dakota Johnson's mom, right? And here's where I get confused. It could also use some input via Lady Scientists. Lady Scientists, would you travel to the middle of the Amazonian rainforest if you were in your third trimester? I mean, she did it because she wanted to go to the Amazon to find this spider who possibly has like this curing bite because she's going to be born with some sort of neurological defect. They said the lifespan varies, but we thought it was worth it. What are the pros and cons here? And then, like, in her arachnid book or whatever is a picture of her and the murder guy, and it's dated on the back 1973, which was right before she was, killed, which means the picture had to be taken and developed and dated. How did she do that if she was already dead? I mean, theoretically, the evil guy could have done it, but then how would Dakota Johnson have the picture? All that and more in the next Sony flop. 5 out of 10 because it still wasn't as bad as Morbius. That's still not setting the bar high, but at least you had a semi-coherent story. Like if you don't think too much about it. So 5 out of 10. Okay, bye. Spider Pig does whatever a spider pig does. Can he swing from a web? No, he can't. He's a pig. Look out. He is a spider pig.